Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and today Eitan and I are here to share with you how to really become a complete and total force of love. And it's really riding on the coattails of what we spoke about last week, the whole idea that our essence is love. And our essence is not our ego, even though many times we lead with ego. Not ego meaning pride, but the parts of ourselves that are not inherently our soul, the parts of ourselves that aren't pure light. And this week and this month in general gives us an opportunity to heal ourselves in body, in mind, and in spirit, really focusing on not just driving away the darkness, but really enhancing and connecting to the light that exists in every moment. And Kabbalah teaches that it's really our job as human beings to extract the light within the experiences, the conversations, the places that we go to. What does that work look like? And how can we use the moments that don't feel like the universe loves us, like the creator loves us? How can we take those moments and transform them into deeply healing and transformative moments that build upon one another and ultimately lead us to living a limitless life lined with love and beauty and goodness? Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most powerful and practical tools to navigate the coming 7 days as we've learned them from the wisdom of Kabbalah, so that every episode ends up offering wisdom and tools that can not only help you navigate this week's gifts and opportunities, but there's wisdom and tools that can help you any week of your life, any year of your life. And so this week we're still in the month of Taurus, we're still in this process that we call the Omer, this daily and weekly leveling up and polishing the tools that we've been acquiring. We're also in a moment, in a period of 7 days in which we're being called to strengthen our ability to recognize the inherent goodness behind every moment we experience, regardless of how we perceive it or how it seems in that very moment. So, Eitan, where should we begin?
Let's begin with the two concepts, which one is healing and one is sickness. The root of all healing refer to oneness, wholeness, being complete. The root of all sicknesses, starting energetically, then manifests itself physically, is sense of lack, sense of disconnect, sense of separation, sense of lack of circuitry, sense of not enough. So lack and wholeness. There's only one source of wholeness, oneness, healing, is the dimension where the light of the Creator is present. Because we all came from that source, and that's true wholeness, complete. The only thing that actually can eliminate any darkness, any pain, any despair is in this very present moment. Beneath all the layers is the light of the Creator. That's the essence of everything. That's healing. When we see life through our physical body, through our physical senses, through what we call Kabbalistic desire to receive oneself alone, we feel lack and we're trying to fix the lack by fighting the lack. But the only way to actually remove that sense of lack is by aligning myself to the wholeness that existing now. What does it mean practically? In this portion, the Torah speaks about the high priest, the Kohen, which is the source of all healing. which speaks about the high priest within each one of us, the healer within each one of us. Healing starts with healing my own life, my own mind, my own experiences. In every given moment, there are two lenses I see life. I see challenge, I see good things, I see something that appear bad things. My body and my soul. My soul, which aligns with the force of the Creator, constantly love every moment. Because my soul is aligned with the nature of the Creator that is present in every moment, which loves us and wants to give us endless good and what's for our best in every given moment. The light of the Creator loves us, gives us, and our soul loves this experience, love this moment. What about the challenge? Our soul sees beneath the challenge actually how it is for our healing, for our growth. Healing means to elevate and to become closer to the force, closer to experience the light at all time, closer to move away from the fragmented perception of reality, me and you. So our soul love every moment. And if we're honest with ourselves, our reactive self, our external self, constantly, I like this moment, I don't like this moment. I like this moment, I don't like it. I dislike this moment, I hate this moment. I'm arguing in the moment. I'm arguing with someone. I wish this moment will go away. I wish this pain will go away. So basically, I'm telling the light that's available in this moment. And my soul that wants to pull and elevate my body, my mind, my limited self to become more one with its soul, I'm telling it, I don't want. I'm not interested. I want something else. I don't want this moment. I don't want the light in this moment. And I don't want what you want, soul. So here are the two forces. My soul loves this moment. My soul sees the light of this moment. My soul at one with this moment. My body don't want it. I don't want this moment. I don't want my soul. I want what I want. That separation between these two frequencies, body and soul, create a space Kabbalistically. That's where sickness, negativity, chaos, and even, God forbid, the angel of death comes in. Through that space and separation, energetic space, lack of alignment with my soul, lack of alignment with the true essence of what's happening in this moment, and true healing starts when I decide, even though my body and my limited desire, my limited perception can't stand this moment, I'm telling my body, I'm telling my mind, wake up. Align with my true self. Open your heart to embrace this moment, even though it's painful. Don't run away from it. Know it's this moment, it's for your best. Even though you have tremendous reactivity and you want to reject this moment, first observe that's not your true self. You're creating space. Let's heal that space. The beginning of internal healing is when I'm embracing, accepting, and eventually loving this moment because I'm actually healing the space. Healing is removing space. I'm healing the space between my mind, my body, and my soul. And that's the question we all need to ask yourself. Do we want to raise my natural desires, my natural thoughts, my natural instinct to align to the soul, and as a result experience the true potential I came to experience? Or I decided I don't care about my soul. I want what I want. I want the relief that I want. I want the temporary fulfillment that I want. I want the ego that I want. One is a path towards healing and living life in a meaningful way. And the other path is a path of separating between my soul and not living true life. Actually, is the path to deterioration of true joy, of true happiness. So that's what healing begins.
I think what you shared now has another secret inside it that I feel in this month becomes even more important, because one of the challenges of the month of Taurus, which we learn from the Hebrew word for Taurus for this month is ER, which stands for Ani Hashem Rofecha, which means I am the creator, your healer. This is a month in which all forms of healing is available. And at the same time, there is this force that's pulling us to be stagnant, to be comfortable, to think it's not that big of a deal, or what's the harm, or to sort of give ourselves permission to stand still. And in what you shared before, there is also this idea, and I remember for myself as a student hearing this, it really shook me to my core, that there's no gray area in spirituality. Either what I'm doing right now, my mindset right now, my attitude right now is light or it is dark. There's no in between or in the middle, little light, little darkness. So as I was listening to Eitan, I'm hearing the moment that you say this is bad, this is, maybe we understand that when we perceive negativity, obviously we're attaching ourselves to some level of negativity. But when we engage in behaviors and patterns and habits that look not that big of a deal, like, what's a little gossip here? We talked about that a few weeks ago. Maybe I'm gonna eat something I know that is not good for me, or I'm gonna say something that I know is not good for me. I'm gonna hang out with people that I know are not a good influence. I'm gonna stay awake so that I'm gonna have only 3 hours of sleep tomorrow, and I'm gonna figure it out then. That everything falls into one category or the other, and there's nothing that doesn't either attach us to the energy of light and life or the energy of darkness. And a lot of people, I think, hear these teachings and say, I'm not that big of a deal myself, right? I'm just Joe Schmo living in my little corner of the world in my little apartment or house with, I don't have that much influence. But the Kabbalists use this metaphor. I came across it this week while I was studying about that each human being is like the child of royalty, like the daughter or the son of a king. And one of the Kabbalists asks, do you think the children of actual kings ever forget for a moment that they're royalty? They never forget, right? It's their brand. It's how they get what they want and how they make things happen. And, maybe they want a little privacy once in a while, but they never forget who they are. But we, for some reason, in this physical world, we forget who we are. We forget that our soul is a spark of the light of the Creator. And if we remembered it, the Kabbalists say, we would treat ourselves like the diamond that we are. But we allow ourselves, and I think this month it becomes so much more of a challenge for us, because we give ourselves, I'm in a much better place than most people in the world. I know a lot of people that talk like that, right? I'm more advanced, I'm more spiritual, I'm more connected, I have more consciousness. That doesn't give you a pass to be mindless or do things that aren't strengthening your connection to your soul. Now, obviously we're human beings and we have to be human and recognize our humanity, but we don't have to be controlled by it. And I think that's the distinction we're being asked to make this week, is which part of me do I want to attach my reality to? Which world do I want to live in? The world where my soul calls the shots, or the world where my body calls the shots, and knowing that my body might be amazing and also a vehicle for my soul, but it's always going to be more concerned with how do I feel right now? What am I getting right now? How do I look? Whereas my soul is not only present and immersed in the light that's available right now, it's also connected to my perfection, my greatness at all times. And when I keep that in mind, even if it's just once a day when I wake up in the morning, to remember my soul is infinite. That is really who I am. I want to be guided and led and driven by my soul today. Creator, help me to be guided and driven and led by my soul today. Even just planting that seed in the morning gives us the advantage of having that be the ground in which we planted the seeds of the day, and it can really make a huge difference. I think the work of this week is to watch ourselves. How often do we give ourselves a pass? How often do we discredit our strength, our holiness, our connection, so that we can indulge or feel good for a minute and we'll deal with the consequences later? No, this is the week to remember whatever the consequences are, even not ones that I can perceive, and they're for sure not worth it. So how can I make a different choice right now and tomorrow and the next day?
Beautiful, beautiful. And I want even to delve deeper about practically how do you make that choice constantly? I choose to connect to the desire of my soul. And if you really think about the ultimate healing, healing is removing space, removing separation. And the word healing described by the word love. Because in Hebrew, ahava, love, numeric value 13, is echad, is one. In place of true oneness, there's no sickness. There's no separation. What is the oneness that we're talking about? Loving oneself, loving God, loving someone else. What is loving God or loving oneself really mean before even you go to love someone else? Is loving, number one, everything starts with loving this moment. So let's go through an experience. You just heard something difficult. You have natural reaction. Upset, irritated, blame, angry, hurt, sad. Got it. That's part of the tikkun process. Whatever happened, in this moment, a space was revealed between the body desire and the soul desire that represented by all this emotion, because my body doesn't like this moment, my soul likes this moment. And that space is just indication, heal it. Remove the space between the body and the soul, between you and what's happening, between you and God, which is actually this moment, and between you and your soul. How do I remove the space? It's very simple. Ask yourself a question. What does my soul feel about this moment? My soul accept this moment. My soul actually love this moment, because my soul know that in this very moment is the light of the Creator shining its love now. But my body doesn't, and I'm not letting go because I'm attached to a story. And the reason I'm attached to a story, because I don't trust that in this moment there's divine blessing, that divine force that loves me now. And then I choose, please the Creator, allow me, and it's within us. We all have that soul desire within us. It's a choice. Please the Creator, allow me to connect to my soul desire, that I love and I trust that this moment is for my best. And maybe at the beginning you say, okay, let go of the movies. I trust and I accept this for my best. But then you need to get to embracing it deeper and deeper until you love it. And the only way to love it, you get rid of the stories and the movies and what the other person did to you and what's the consequences of what just happened and the unfairness. You actually needs to focus this infinite energy of God, infinite energy of our soul. And that transition from anger to acceptance, to trust, and eventually to love, that's healing. That's healing. Some people think when they just left bad relationship and it's gone, and now meeting someone new in my life, that will be the healing. Meeting the new person in my life. If I'm still holding grudges, anger, every time I'm thinking about this past relationship, I'm still have internal space that does not allow the next chapter of blessings in my life. Because remember, healing means love. Love means I love my reality. Include what just happened to me. It doesn't mean from place of love I cannot decide that I don't want to be with that person. But having the anger still with me, it's space. Forget about other people. It's space between my soul that love and embrace every moment and my body that looks at stuff in such a subjective, temporary way. It's good, it's bad, it's good and bad. So really healing is elevating to place of love. And the question that can help all of us, and as you said, Elisheva, this is the Omer pure. Omer is healing space. What is evil inclination or reactive nature? It's a space. It's space between me and the light, space between me and the soul, space between me and trust. That's the reason in the blessing of the Omer we said, Shava Shabbatot Tmimot. Tmimot means simple trust. We're moving, every day of these 49 days, we're elevating towards simple trust. And the ultimate level of trust is love. And love starts with loving now. Loving God is loving the moment. I love you, God, but I can't stand this person. So actually, by me saying I can't stand my life, or I can't stand this person, I'm saying I can't stand you, God. And it's a process. But the fact that you're observing the process and at least knowing that with all this charge of emotion, this is just space that needs to be healed, that's an amazing beginning.
Totally. And I think it's very much connected to something that we reinforce many times when we teach classes, is that the study of Kabbalah is really reminding our body and our conscious mind what our soul already knows. So it's not about, this is foreign to me, I don't know how, the opposite. That this wisdom and this ability is something that's deep inside each one of us. And the work is really finding the way to be more in touch with that inner wisdom, with that source of light, with that guidance that's constantly there. So it's not, you can look at your life and say, oh, I've been so negative, I've been so controlling, I've been so, all the things you've been. But all the while that you were those things, the soul, that light, that wisdom is still inside you. And this is the work. Everything we share every week is really about the work to get in touch with that wisdom again. We had it before, we want to achieve it and reach it again so that we can, like Eitan was saying, close the space between body and soul. It closed the space within us and others, close the space between us and the light of the Creator. And that's really what this period is all about. And I am excited to hear from our listeners about how you are doing this work and how the changes that come from utilizing these ideas, this practice, might not make you, it's not meant to make you into a different person overnight, but gradually shift you from those making the choices that are short-sighted and eventually self-defeating to the ones that lead to not only lasting fulfillment for you, but for everyone involved. Weekly Energy Boost is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow us there to receive more content to support you in living what we share in every episode. You can also go to our website, weeklyenergyboost.com, where you can learn more about the things we think are important to share with our listeners, search through our archive, send us a message, or click the donate button to help make Weekly Energy Boost possible. But as always, stop whatever you're doing right now, unless you're driving, and share this week's episode with at least one person. Maybe they're a friend, maybe they're less than a friend, but this is a week that we can all benefit from a lesson in love, and that's really what this week is all about. We'll see you next time on Weekly Energy Boost.